Welcome to Read Aloud. Today we are going to read a book, Bippity Bop Barbershop by Natasha Anastasia Tarpley, illustrated by E.B. Lewis. Let's look at the cover of the book. What do you notice? That's right. They're good little boys sitting in a barber's chair. And the title says Barbershop. So, what do you think this book may be about? Go ahead and tell someone that you're sitting next to. I think this book is about. Let's read. Bippity Bop Barbershop. Early Saturday morning, Daddy comes to wake me up with our secret knock. Bippity beep bop bop. Bippity beep bop bop. You up, little man? Daddy pokes his head into my room. I'm up, I say excitedly and jump out of bed. I can hardly wait. I'm going to get my first haircut at the barbershop today. Mama and my sister Kiana are still asleep. Daddy and I have the house all to ourselves. So here we know that little man is going to go get his first haircut today. How do you think he feels? He said he excitedly jumped out of bed, but how do you think he'll be once he get his haircut? For all my boys, when you got your first haircut, how did you feel? Were you excited? Were you scared? Were you nervous? Do you think little man's going to feel that way as well? Quietly, Daddy and I dressed in matching blue jeans and gym shoes, then head outside. We turn onto Main Street and stop at Jack's Sweet Shop. Daddy orders a gooey cinnamon roll and black coffee, and a glazed donut and chocolate milk for me. Miles is getting his first haircut at the barbershop today, Daddy tells Mr. J. Is that so? Mr. J asks, leaning over the counter. I nod yes. This calls for a celebration. I'll make your milk a double. Mr. J pours chocolate milk into a tall cup. Be brave, little man, he says as he hands it to me. Here we see Miles and his daddy are dressing alike. And here they are at the coffee shop. Mr. J gets some double milk, chocolate milk. We eat as we walk. Up ahead, I see the green and yellow awning and the white letters on the window that says Seymour Barbershop. Next to the door is a short white barber's pole. It has red stripes, which curl and swirl around like strange fish swimming in a sea of white. And there, Mr. Seymour in the window with his wild gray hair dusting off his big shiny chair. Mr. Seymour has been Daddy's barber since Daddy was a kid like me. Now, he'll be my barber too. Here, there goes Mr. Seymour inside the barber shop. Inside, the shop is crowded. Daddy stops to whisper something to Mr. Seymour, and then he walks to the back of the shop to find a seat. Hey there, Charles. Hey there, little man. What's going on? People call out as we pass. First haircut, one of the men asks me. I nod yes. Nothing to it, he says. Just gotta be brave. Everyone keep telling Miles to be brave since it's his first haircut. Why do you think they are telling him to be brave? Do you think Miles might be scared or nervous? And that's why they're telling him to be brave? All these people are telling me to be brave, but I don't know exactly what that means. What does brave mean, Daddy? I asked. It just means that you're not afraid, Daddy says. When we sit down, I practice being brave. As Daddy and I wait our turn, we watch two men playing checkers. Slap! One of the men slams his checker on the board. King me, he shouts with his arms raised high. Another group of men is clustered around the television at the back of the shop watching a basketball game. Come on, man, shoot the ball. What are you waiting for? Pass it, pass it. Foul. That was a foul. The ref must be blind. Woo, that boy can fly. One man cheers when his favorite player finally makes a basket. Jazz music, loud voices, and laughter blend with the buzz of clippers and the soft swoosh swish whisper of scissors skimming loose hair from a freshly cut head. I look at the men in the row of chairs in front of me. I can see their faces in the long mirror that runs along an entire wall of the shop. The man in Mr. Seymour's chair, is getting his head shaved. Take it all off, he says. A patch of sunlight gleams right on top of his bald head. Do you think Miles might cut off all his hair so he can be bald like this guy? Another man with long, thick dreadlocks. He's getting a shave with a straight razor. When he leans all the way back in the chair, his locks almost touch the floor. The next man is getting his hair cut low all around. The clippers go back and forth, dipping and gliding across his head, making smooth waves that ripple through his head. In the last chair, there's a kid, a little older than me, getting his big curly afro trimmed just a little off the side, he says. But none of the styles I see look like me. I want us to think. Miles said that none of these styles look like his. Do you think he will find a haircut that looks like him? We see the guy with the locks, we see the older guy with the waves, and we see the little boy who is just a little older than Miles. What do you think Miles is going to do with his haircut? How much hair do you think he's going to ask Mr. Seymour to take off? After a while, Mr. Seymour points towards Daddy and me and calls my name. Me? I look at Daddy and then at Mr. Seymour and then back at Daddy again. You go first, Miles, he says, and pats me on the shoulders. Be brave, little man. I can hear my heartbeat in my ears and my knees feel wobbly, but I stand up and walk over to the chair. Mr. Seymour helps me up. The chair is so high. Then he drapes a big white cape over me to catch the loose hairs. What style would you like for your first haircut, little man? Mr. Seymour asks. I shrug my shoulders. I don't know. Do you think Miles might find out what kind of haircut he wants? Where would he get, how would he know? Hairstyles. Mr. Seymour shows me a poster hanging on the wall with pictures of all kinds of different styles, but I still don't see any that look like me. I take one more look around the shop, and when I see Daddy, I know right away which style I want. Cut low on the top and shave clean all around, just like his. I whisper to Mr. Seymour, and he goes to work. Aw, Miles is getting his haircut so he can look just like his daddy. Mr. Seymour takes out his pick. He picks my hair until it is fluffy and stands up high. Then, with his scissors, he begins to cut my hair, just like Mama used to do at home. But when he finishes with the pick and scissors, I hear him turn the clippers on. My heart starts beating fast again. Will the clippers hurt? What if Mr. Seymour accidentally cuts off my ear? Oh no. How do you think Miles is starting to feel right now? Look at his face. Do you think he'll go through and get his hair cut? I think he's afraid of the clippers. What do you think? Let's find out. The loud buzzing noise is coming closer. Then I feel a tickle creeping up the back of my neck. I get so scared I duck down as low as I can, go in the chair, and throw the cape over my head. Mouse is scared. I peek out from under the cape when Mr. Seymour turns the clippers off. Daddy is squatting beside me. I try to be brave, but I don't know how, I say with tears in my eyes. We see Miles' daddy is now next to him. Do you think he will go through with the haircut, or will he go home? I want you to think about it and tell me your answer. What do you think? You know, I was scared when I got my first haircut, Daddy says, and wipes away my tears. You were? I say with my eyes open wide. Daddy nods. But I'll tell you a trick. Pretend that you're a giant, so tall your head touches the sky. And the buzzing of the clippers is just the sound of airplanes zooming by. Or maybe you're a superhero, saving the earth from a swarm of killer bees. Try it. I promise you won't be frightened anymore. Let's try to be brave and think that we're superheroes. The buzzing is not going to make us nervous anymore. So I close my eyes and think about giants and my favorite superheroes. But I can't picture any of them getting a haircut. Then I remember watching Daddy get his haircut. The way he sits up tall and closes his eyes halfway, like he doesn't have a care in the world. I think about how brave Daddy is, and I get brave too. Miles is getting brave. I don't think he's going to be afraid of the clippers anymore. When Mr. Seymour turns the clippers back on, I imagine that I have Daddy's long legs and wide shoulders. I sit up straight like Daddy, though I still squeeze the arm of the chair tightly. And when Mr. Seymour is through, there is a brand new me staring back into the mirror. Mr. Seymour rubs a dab of sweet-smelling blue aftershave on my face and the back of my neck. It feels like a cool breeze. Then he dips a brush in powder and gently swipes it over my head and neck. Daddy takes his seat in Mr. Seymour's chair, And when Mr. Seymour asks him how he wants his hair, Daddy says that he wants a haircut just like mine. Daddy wants to look just like me. When Mr. Seymour is finished, Daddy and I smile at each other in the mirror. You sure you were not twins? Daddy asked, raising one eyebrow. On the way out, some of the other men in the shop hold their hands up for me to high five. Looking sharp, man, they say. Guess I can't call you little man anymore, Mouse. You're one of the big boys now, Mr. Seymour says and shakes my hand. See you next time. How do you think Mouse is feeling now? He went through, he got a haircut. Everyone is so proud of him, and they're calling him big. He's a big boy. How did you feel after your first haircut? I hum a happy, proud song as we leave Mr. Seymour's shop. Bippity bop, bippity beep bop. Daddy picks up the tune. We walk to the rhythm of our music. Two cool cats side by side. The end. What did you think about this book? For all of my gentlemen, did it remind you of your first time getting a haircut? Were you scared at first and didn't know what to do? But did someone come over and help you be brave? I hope you enjoyed the story. See you next time.